Hello, greetings. Thank you for joining us. Tonight's broadcast brought to you by Fifth Dimension. Okay, so here we are. Um, When we talk about King Herod, Illuminati energies. Um, yeah, some tough stuff. Not that deep. I don't have enough energy for that, but you never know. Where we're going with this? Let's see. I was asked about the Dominican Republic. There's a lot of Illuminati energies there. There's nothing going on in the news with that. I don't have a full understanding of, but there's a lot of Illuminati presence there. Obviously, shadow energies. So whatever the eagle, we have Dominican Republic and see what you feel there. But there's a lot of some of them are setting up base there of some kind. They're putting more of their presence there. Let's put it that way. Obviously, it was already there, but there's another presence that's going on there. Oh, that's right. There's Epstein. I was gonna put that in the title, but I'm not much into clickbait stuff, so who cares? Yeah, Epstein. Before going to King Herod energies, Epstein is obviously was sold out, so apparently wasn't paying enough people off and kissing enough ass to stay out of jail. He's kind of the fall guy. Obviously, there's others that are far worse than him, so he is nothing compared to what's out there. As much as you want to throw a bunch of axes at him, he's nothing. I mean, he's bad, but nothing like out what he's protecting. So now, is this going to be like the whole mass arrest thing? I don't know. These things take forever. Like the Clintons are written all over this, and they know more of what they say. They're complete liars and all this. So if any, I don't know. I'm not expecting any mass arrests anytime soon. Now, is that going to change everything? The world's going to. I mean, we are going to more of a positive timeline, but we have a lot of craft to heal, obviously. And so you don't clear out this stuff on a daily basis. You don't clear this stuff out in a day. It'd be nice if you did. Alien visitations. Now, I believe alien individual connections are going to increase. Not that they're happening right now. I believe those are going to start slowly coming out of the shadows eventually. Now, you might see a glimpse. You might feel like there's something in front of you. It became more clear to you when the time is right. Now, as for global connections, good luck on that. Yeah, the only way this alien stuff is going to really start to come in is when people start talking about it on a massive scale. When you go to anybody, like conspiracy stuff, you could pretty much talk about, depending. But there's more groups open to the conspiracy stuff than the alien stuff. There's an alien. I imagine more of the 9/11 stuff is a lot heavy. Is a lot more known than the alien idea system. I mean, if you have around somebody that's open-minded, yeah, you probably get more further with the alien stuff than you'll ever get with the 9/11, because the 9/11 stuff has a lot of, the cabal, Illuminati, and all that. It has a lot of darkness around, but you never know. So, yeah, whatever that unleashes itself, you never know. Yeah, we gotta get over our own stuff right now. You have aliens show up and they have issues. We got issues. We're just making our problems even worse. It's like, yeah, you have your meet and greet. Problem is, some of these aliens might be racist. You might have an odor problem. Whatever the hell it is. It's like, yeah, I know you guys just showed up and, it's great. Can you guys go away now? Can you guys go back to your planet? Because right now, I feel really bloated. So, yeah. Whatever it might be. Stop reading my thoughts and get the hell away from me. So, but not to say we're not going into that reality eventually. We just got to clear out our own stuff. So, I mean, a lot like Harvey Weinstein is going through trial. I mean, this is good stuff. We're going through a cleansing. Epstein's in. I'm surprised they overthrew him. I didn't think they would ever get him. I never really think about it, but so with them doing that to him, I feel like he wasn't covering his tracks very good, and he wasn't kissing enough people's ass to stay out of jail. So, more power to him. So, into the King Herod stuff. if you're ready for that. Before we go into that area of what am I doing? I'm not sure how far I can go with the King Herod stuff, but we'll see. For those who are new to all this, I'm Tor.com. We have private sessions throughout the week. The scheduler. Yeah, work has really got me. Yeah, work has got me pretty in a bind this week. We have one out channel. We have Google Hangout, Zoom in channel on my phone. We have a shop here about 7 to 8 days for delivery, which isn't bad compared to what it's been recently. Same situation here. We have other channelers and healers I do recommend. We have a social network and awesomeness. So, thank you for your support. I know this is all weird, but a squeaky chair that I have not done anything with yet. So, with King Herod. Now, I was mentioned through a channel through Neutron. That was King Herod. Now, there's different ways of looking at that. You can see him as a monster. But also, you look at his fighting. He was basically fighting the Illuminati. It's all how you look at it. So, I don't believe Jesus ever wanted to be called. From what I get from Jesus' energies, he did not want to be called King of the Jews. And so that was a Illuminati manipulation. So they needed somebody to bring in their religion. He was going to be it. Obviously, they had some idea he was coming in, or they brought him in themselves. However you want to look at it. So Herod, as wicked as he was, obviously had to be that way, because he was battling dark forces that obviously the Bible was going to keep out. The Bible, I will not trust the Bible for anything. I mean, yeah, it can connect to this and that, yada, yada, yada. I won't trust the Bible for anything. The Bible is so manipulated. It's only telling you one side of the story. You don't understand half of what the hell they're talking about anyway. I mean, with Herod, he was here to, I'm not here to defend him because he's pretty bad, but he's here to stop religion to become part of our society. Obviously that failed, but it was kind of a losing battle. But, obviously it said to kill the first baby, everyone's first baby. Yeah, it was pretty horrific, but then again, if you see what the Catholic Church has done ever since then, who is worse in all of this? Catholic Church. I mean, can you have a priest babysit your kids these days? I don't think so. So who's the dark one after all? Who gives their power to the religions? Gee, I wonder who. I mean, yeah, societies give their power away. You give it to religions, you give it to politicians, you give it your power away. And this is why the world is the way it is today. So you take your power back, and the Catholic religion eventually will short itself out. It's funny though. You can thank, technology, social media. It's doing, as terrible as it might be, I think it's hurting religions more than it's helping it. Well, at least the Catholic religion. Now, the other religions need to, at least the ones that are controlling others, probably need to, a lot of people are obviously, in a lot of ways, when you really want to think about spirituality, a lot of people are lazy in that regard. It's like, I'll just go to church and I'll fix everything. So, or, because you do it for mom and dad are doing it, so you go to church and just whatever. Because that's pretty much what it is. And, people are always trying to find themselves. When you give them the chance to find themselves, they don't need any religion. You need yourself and trust yourself, trust the God within. And where we can all talk about anything, which you can't do. I mean, you think good old religion, why you can't show, nudity on TV, or you can't do anything because it's, just fucking religion. So, say what you want about Herod, it's pretty terrible, but once again, you kind of had to be pretty rough back then. You had to do murder, you had to do those things to survive. You might be seen as the villain. Of course, the Illuminati is always going to make themselves look good no matter what. but you have to be a terrible person when you're fighting a terrible presence. So it's all in how you look at it. So, you know, obviously humanity is very gullible. That's why we have religion today. It's like, what's new? You know, they were back then, they are now. That's not changed. It is slowly changing. Technology is getting people to think more for themselves, even if you might be going insane while you do that. So it does have a positive to it. So yeah, I feel like the Catholic world, or even religion in general, is going to start sorting itself out. It's not as hip anymore. It's not as exciting. You're connecting more to your. As more people trust themselves, trust their own bizarreness, religion can't offer that. When you connect more to your inner self, the strangeness that is you, everybody's bizarre, everybody's freaking nuts. When you really get down to it, everybody's connected to something just insane. It's just the way it is. And the more you trust that, in the positive sense of it, all these all these systems won't last anymore. So we already have people calling themselves pansexual and fluid, what is that? Gender fluid, where you're a man one day and a female the next. And pansexual is you're all genders, I guess. I don't know. I think that's what that is. So there you go. There's this early sign of it. So, I mean, whoever thought that would exist? Well, at least we got sexuality figured out. What the fuck? Okay, if that's your thing, go for it. So, what we're going into now is more alien knowledge, and we're going to get more comfortable with it over time and have fun with it. Obviously, Star Wars and all this stuff is already in front of us. So we're just going to start identifying with ourselves. Let's see, religion energies are slowly breaking down. The old vibrations are not what they used to be. Even your cabal, your Illuminati, are much involved with it. A lot of them are just tired of it. They said everything they need to say. Yeah, when you go to church, if you go to Catholic church or any church and you start singing, that's a ritual. More power to you on that. If you feel safe with that, more power to you. Yeah, what intentions are going into that? What beings are there that you not see that are pulling in energies? When people are singing, there are soul-sucking energies there. They're usually not of the positive. Because if people who got the ideas, like you go into a church, you connect to the idea system of that. So if you think you're going to go to hell, they enjoy the beings that are there enjoy every minute of that to trap your soul. The idea is to trap you and keep. Yeah, it's pretty. I mean, you made an agreement to go into a church with all that nonsense that's going on. Any church for that matter. Buddhism's a little bit different. It's a lot more open. It's a lot more you connected to your. Buddhism's a lot of different world. I think even Muslim world is a lot different too. More you're just disconnecting from control systems, going into yourself. I mean, how many churches, Baptist churches or Mormons, how many of them are meditating? Opening up yourselves. How many? That'd be interesting. If they start introducing that, they do prayer, which is kind of a form of meditation to some degree. But if they start allowing, because like with the church, back in King Herod's time, with Jesus, obviously they wanted to clamp down his idea system. How many of you go to church today? Can you talk about your spirit guides? Of course, you can talk about firing them all, which is a great subject matter on a daily basis. But connecting to your angels, just feel Archangel Michael coming through me and have a message for others. Where do they do that in mainstream religion? So that's why they want to control Jesus, so they can keep all that out. So obviously the Cabal knew there was somebody powerful that was coming into this world, and they wanted to control it. And from what it looks like, they were very successful. So you don't see many people going to the Catholic Church connected to their guides, connected to the angels, in the way where you can connect to angels within. And obviously they'll call it evil and all that. Coming from a church that's not saying much. It's seeing how you are the spokesperson of evil, yeah, I see where you're coming from. Yeah, the Pope is hiding evil, containing evil, going to a church that is evil. Obviously, it's on how you look at it, but it looks pretty evil to me. It's like, so, so yeah, like I said, the Bible has, for me, the Bible is like People magazine. It is like the narrative is a manipulation, ideas. It's not the true, what really happened. It's a version of it. It's mostly, I believe, lies. There is some truth in there, obviously, but it is mostly a manipulated book. Like you had the Book of Enoch, which has more truth in that than the whole Bible itself. So, like the whole thing with the, was it the, the apocalypse and all that. We're already kind of living that on a daily basis. So, either way, FC. Some people want to know about Epstein's energies. If there's anything else I can go into that from spirit, basically, obviously. Well, now, yeah, there's different ways of looking at that whole Epstein. Now it's there to get your attention, get your attraction, to pull you in, to be manipulated by that. You're not connected to yourself, you're connected to that. You're connected to the conspiracy. You're not trusting your own instincts is good. Like you see Epstein, what do you feel about Epstein? What do you feel manipulation energies? Do you feel Illuminati around there? Do you feel that Clinton is lying? What do you feel? Like, if you're going to connect to that type of energy, what is your take on it? And that is showing that you're using your, that's the way to work. That's the way you operate. It might not be 100% on everything. Nobody really is. Obviously, around Epstein, there's a lot of manipulated energies around him. So you're not going to get 100%. You don't have no way to prove anything. But you can still connect to it and see what you feel. Is there somebody else behind him that's far worse? Yes. He's a fall guy for people that are just more horrible than he'll ever be. It is pretty terrible. There's like a whole group of horrible people that are hidden. You think they're going to be sued? Think again. Who's running your judges? Who's running the Supreme Court? Good luck for that. Now, there might be some that they'll throw out there for being arrested. I mean, when they have mass arrests, who are they mass arresting? Most likely, probably fall guys. People we never heard of. So what? People that wanted arrested anyway. So, you think you're going to really take down this Illuminati energy? Eventually. But we have to start hugging each other, being friendly to each other, and have less murder on the planet. And your Illuminati will go bye-bye. The negative side will leave. There's no more fun here. Nothing for them to do here. So as the news becomes more positive, as we become more positive, you want to arrest somebody or want to give them a hug. Look, we learned a great deal from you. So, which is very hard. Right now, you probably have to just throw people in jail. But, when the world becomes more teddy bear-like, when it becomes more, it becomes more rainbow bright, I believe it can. It's going to take a while. But we just clearing out all our bullshit. It's just, people like drama. Nothing wrong with that. People like whatever. Do what you gotta do. They don't make it easy coming out of all this, obviously. There's no judgment at all. It's just difficult. For alien visitations, like it's obviously for worldwide, there's different versions of this. The version of basically we're so in tune to ourselves when that happens. We're just so, there's no date on it either. Some people put a date when we're going to connect to aliens. How do you know that? I don't think even they know that. It's like, nobody knows that. Spirit might have a better idea than we, but even then, they're all fucked up anyways. Does anybody really have a date on that? I mean, it's all free will. So putting an exact date on that is it's just, obviously when the most of the population is more in tune to themselves, when violence comes down to a major low, it's not going to be perfect, But all our basically our bullshit starts coming down. We don't have a world war going on. We're not fighting Iran or something like that. Well, we're talking about it, but we're not sending missiles over there or anything, which is good. So we're calming down all of that. So when you have violence in the streets, like what is it, India? India is like a hellhole right now. For if you're a female in India, there's it makes no sense. I guess I mean I think Saudi Arabia would be worse. India is just like so like places like that need to heal, and then you have a different planet. Yeah, I mean imagine there's a lot of Illuminati manipulations going there for obvious reasons. Uh, there's like a reptilian. There's like a hold there. There's like we gotta hold on for negativity. Somebody has to have it. It's like as people let go of their negativity, from what I'm gathering, it has to go somewhere. It's like we'll take it. I know it sounds weird, but a place like India will take it. Yemen will take it. Feels like India is really pulling it towards them. But they're shuffling out. They're filtering out of themselves too. Like they'll clear it out eventually. Apparently, India has a lot of stuff to hide. Extraterrestrially, you look at their mythology. It's all crazy. Like what the hell? It's awesome stuff. So they have a lot of secrets there. So it makes sense why it has a lot of negativity there to hide what's going on there. We're not ready for it yet. Meaning, like, when a lot of these countries come into more positivity, like India becomes more positive, it's really unite the earth. Yeah, because they're like one of the final pieces in our transformation. So, like, energy wise, like United States, even we got. Yeah, we are the pill yeah, we are the subscription drug capital of the world, basically. So pill popping town or country. So when we start calming that down, our energies activate more positively. Other countries, other states start activating, and the world becomes like a light bright, and it just starts to unify itself. It just feels like you're, a world of love instead of a world of chaos. That's where we're heading. Getting there fast is another story. We have to basically clear out the story of our origins, like the origins of the darkness here, is what we're here to clear out. Like Illuminati energies, they put like certain agendas here, so we're here to clear it. Like we have the Pentagon, we have war in the United States. We're here to heal that. Heal war. I mean, it's going around worldwide. It's taking time. Obviously, CIA is another story. But it's like, what we're going into is like, we don't need you anymore. We got a while for that, but it will happen eventually. Message from Spirit. One moment. Let's see. Souls here have to start trusting themselves, but trust themselves with others. You can trust yourself being alone, but trusting yourself with others is a contract. A contract you do make in spirit, but in physical, it's up to you to make it or break it. You can also do the same thing with a job, relationships. Of course, personal relationships. Personal relationships can take you in different directions. Obviously, in spirit, you see it more clearly. What you see in spirit is basically why the problems are where you're at, why the situations is because this is what you need to work on. Even if it's not very clear, you are in the environment that you need, or of course you're in an area where people need you, like you're in a cozy environment, is for you to concentrate. Some of you are here to concentrate on the weather, on cold regions. Like you're here to not just assist yourself and your family, but you're here to assist others through the cold situations. And the sunny time is really hard to, you're not really sending your energies to anyone, but you are sending your energies out in a different way. You have a different operation going on. So in the cold regions, you'd be surprised how many relationships are created because of weather. Yes, it's not always to see that. But You have something to talk about, and it also creates relationships on different levels. Yes, the Illuminati energies do use the weather against society, of course. Over time, you'd be yes, even if you do have troubles on the highways, it's on how you look at it. It's like you're going to be a victim or you're going to heal the situation. Healing the situation isn't so easy. You're here to remove the difficulties here. Yeah, it's not so easy. Because basically they want you distracted, and as you become undistracted and connected more to yourself, you'll find more of your awakening. So yes, the idea from here is to just believe in yourself. Have more people say they believe in themselves, but there's realize also patience with yourself. You realize there are knowledge there to be reached, but you're not always ready for that knowledge, as many of you know. Many of you are reaching out to, yes, knowledge, unforbidden knowledge, and being getting bitten from it. Some of you are, yes, going to the Cabal energies and talking to them, and they're not liking what they hear. And yes, to speed things up. And then you get uninvited to their parties. And then you wonder why you feel alone when you have people around you. I have friends and family, but I feel very alone all of a sudden. It's because you got kicked out. Some of you have at least. Some of you are, yes, going to the government, even public. You realize, yes, many of you, yes, on a physical front, are talking to government officials, but many of you spiritually are going to them and really giving them their mind, your mind, and it is making a difference. But your physical self, it takes a while to go into the physical realities to make change. So, healing the manipulations, many in your reality, as you can see, are very manipulated through politics. It is a mind trick, yes. Basically, the idea is for you all to love each other, no matter what political party you have. Yes, when you all start dancing in the streets and being friends with each other, without yelling at each other, that is when you have your change. Now, many are not really to accept that side of yourselves. Because there is a side where you can just see, you realize the more friendships you have with each other, the more your telepathic ability starts to arise. You go in each other's minds. But how can you do that in a world of chaos? You can't. This is why it's so hard. Because you need to have a relationship with somebody mentally to have that telepathic connection to work. But if you're trying to telepathically connect to people they don't know, it's not going to work that well. But you have somebody you do know that's open to your mind, connected to their mind, then you have a more open connection. Now, some of you are very open. It's like, I'm okay with my friends that connect to my mind. And then you do feel that network to happen. So, blockages. Like, some of you are wondering, why am I not getting understanding of the government? Because they're obviously blocking you out. Because you don't have that friendship ring that you always wanted from them. So, yes, they are connected to others, you're just not invited. So, making a connection, relationship-wise, spiritually. Like, if you want to, yes, for example, if you want to connect to the CIA, you just mentally make friends with them. We're being serious here. Do your NASA and other governmental Illuminati make friends, and mentally make friends with them. And you might feel it's a deception. Well, that is up to you if you want to deal with that or not. You can clear that out. It's not easy, but they're not going to make it easy. But the more friendship energies you show, and yes, you clear your energies, eventually the hostility will clear out, and they will still talk to you. It doesn't mean they'll give you a whole lot, but you never know. At least you know that you are connecting. That's how it works. It is not so simple, but it is simple. Trusting your soul with someone else's energy is, yes, a major soul growth. Trust. And trusting the spirit world isn't so easy as some of you seem. But, some of you feel like you got no other choice. And you can trust yourself with, yes, Many of you have higher dimensional beings that are very hard on you, yes. But that is for you to learn your lessons. They are like a parent to you. So some of you have incarnations with your spirit guides in future incarnations that end up being your mom and dad. Because they were very heavy with you as a guide, why not be a parent in the physical? Because they already know who you are. They already know how you operate. That's happening now already. So, give you more idea of that. Who better to manage your energies? But you're also growing in the physical is a lot more intense, as you can see. As a spirit guide in the spirit world, receiving, yes, it is intense, but we can handle that better. Yes, it can get very intense, but it's more intense in your reality. Those are rare cases, but it does happen. Especially when you get mad at us and we feel like, oh man, we need to take a long break from this one. But yes, you can turn, yes, you as humans can turn your guides dark. By frustrating the hell out of them, even you attacking them because you get angry at them and they just had enough of it. There are cases where it does exist. You can also change guides and make them positive too. So you have, not to blame you for anything, but that's how it rolls. But realize your guides can make you dark too. So it takes one to know one. So it's a back and forth. Yes. Making peace with the universe isn't so easy, especially if you're here to make change and somebody's here and blocking you. Very frustrating. So, especially when you feel like you're ready when you're not ready, that's why it makes life even harder. But you know you are capable, but it's timelines, it's many things. So, Epstein would say not to worry about him. He's not going to bother any of you unless you want him to. Focus on yourselves. Yes, if you want to focus on the energies that are manipulating him, sure, why not? But don't make that your main feature. You're here to grow. Pull out the alien out of you. You're here to improve yourself as a human, but also improve aliens on how they operate. Their social skills aren't always the best. You kind of get the idea why you're not having much alien contact here. Some feel like your world's too primitive, and you say, we're going to give her more primitive just because you said that. I'm going to go live in a mob cabin. Just to show you that we can be, yes, more powerful than an alien itself. Because you are not really afraid to connect to anybody. But they are. So, even many of you, you can make it work where you don't cause chaos in the world. Like if you were an alien being and you can go to a world, many of you are sophisticated enough not to cause outrage, and even to keep one's sanity as you connect with them. Some of you know that, and that's what makes it so frustrating. Now you have alien beings here to do that with you, and you're like, come on, I'm not that scary, am I? Talk to me. Or fart or something. Let me know that you're there. So, blessings to you on your journeys. We are from Spirit. Much love.